Hi, viewers of Finediningindian.com. Today we taking a twist in normal run. Run is basically is a braised leg of lamb. There is run Muslim, there is rani khas, there is a lot of variations. It's basically originated from Afghan Mughal period, and most of the restaurants in India or the famous 5-star hotels has a run in the menu. And today we're taking the same recipe, the same method with the duck leg. If you see this is a duck leg. It almost looks like a lamb leg. The texture, the meat constituents, everything fascinated about me. So it's almost, when it's raw, it almost tends to be like a lamb leg. So I want to try how it behaves when you cooked, treat it in the same way how you cook a lamb leg. So for that, for braising, I prepared the duck leg. I kept the skin. There's some carrots, some onions, some green chili, ginger garlic like chunks, and some whole spices: cardamom, coriander, cloves, black pepper, bay leaf, and cinnamon bark. And some of the spices I'll let you know, and some yogurt. That is bio yogurt. It's a very thick yogurt, otherwise you need to hunt the yogurt to make sure it's very thick. So we start, basically it has two steps in cooking. First you marinate the leg, and then you braise it with some stock in it, and it's a slow process. Takes around 1 hour to 1.5 hours, but once it's cooked, the meat will be very tender and ready to eat within your fingers. So to start with the marinade, you can use lemon juice if you have. I'm using a bit of vinegar, that's a distilled vinegar. Let's say around 15 ml, 10 to 15 ml, that's maximum. And then ginger garlic paste, two teaspoons turmeric was around 1/4 teaspoon, and let's say Kashmiri red chili, that's nice color but less of spiciness. I'm putting 1 teaspoon full. Now salt, I'm using sea salt. Marinate nicely. So this is like a first marinade. Now the next one, we will be adding yogurt, the thick yogurt, and the rest of the spices. Now it's good to keep it like this in the fridge for 1 or 2 hours. But if you don't have time, find the next marinade. You'll be doing it quick. 1.5 teaspoon of coriander, 1.5 teaspoon of garam masala, half teaspoon of fennel. Now very thick yogurt. Let's say 3 full tablespoons. Marinate everything together. In another way, the first marinade, as you see before the yogurt, you start cooking that, and then all the yogurt and the spices you mix in a bowl, and you can pour it to the container where you're cooking the duck. That's also a method, but this one I tried it to make sure the marinade is going inside and the flavor is infused. This is good to keep it like this for 8 hours. Like we said, 8 hours is good to keep it marinate like this. And I'm just adding a bit of pepper powder, black pepper powder, for added spiciness. And then check your taste like this. If you need more salt, you can add it now. So in a hot pan, if it's a cast iron casserole, it's well and good. I'm using sunflower oil. You can use a vegetable as well. And in traditional way, they use ghee or clarified butter. It's too heavy, so I'm just using a light oil. Once the oil is hot, I'll be adding the duck fat. Be careful with your skin, it can burst around. So we'll just try to close it up. Just opening slightly. Just move the skin around and turn it if you want. So it's under the fat, because that's the flavor that it gives the whole cooking. You can see the fat bursting inside. That's so dangerous if you don't cook it properly. Better to keep it covered. Keep it slightly open to escape all the vapor. Allow it to escape all the vapor, and you can see the skin is getting crispy. And be careful and be sure it's not falling to your hand. And always do it away from your body. And once the crackling settles down, you can start adding the whole spices. Now we'll be adding to the next stage. Now we add the whole spices. Just saute it. Now we can add all the vegetables what we cut in. Saute lightly. You don't have to cook it because it's like a braising, so the vegetable will cook along with the duck. Now we can place the duck inside. Slowly place the duck. Make sure all the marinade is being put inside. Increase the heat to a high number, whatever you have in your stove, and make sure it doesn't stick on the bottom. Just moving it just to sear nicely, and then you can put your stock if you have some chicken stock. Otherwise you can use plain hot water. It's not to use any ready-made stock because that will affect the whole flavor of the dish. If you have a natural stock, that is just boiled chicken bones and some vegetables, it's good to use. Otherwise stick to hot water. Now I'll just turn the sides. Cook another 1 minute in this side on a high heat. So at this point I'm using hot water. I just washed away all the leftover marinade. Just put it back. Give it a boil. I'll be adding some more hot water just to cover the meat. Don't worry if the water is too much than the required amount if you feel like, because once the duck is cooked, you can just take out the duck so it doesn't overcook. So now after 1 hour it's ready. You can see the sauce is reduced and the meat is cooked to perfection. It's really soft. And now we'll be plating it so you can see it more clear. To present it on a white background, place the duck leg. You don't have to take the whole spices, you can avoid that. And then place it actually. If you want to put two together, it's fine. Otherwise one is enough. The meat is cooked, so even with a spoon it will come out. Then put some sauce around. There's the sauce. Because that's a flavor. Gives more softness to the meat and moistness. If the carrots you like, that's tender, place it on. Just use it flat. That's just for the plating purpose. Otherwise, you can avoid it. So the duck is ready. Now you can eat it with naan, bread, chapati or roti. Ready to consume. Thanks for watching.